George Avila Torres, born August 18, 1988, is an American serial killer and rapist, known for a double murder of two girls in his hometown of Zion, Illinois. He was later connected to the crime via DNA evidence, after having already been convicted of a slaying at Joint Base Maya Henderson Hall, as well as other sexually inspired crimes. Hobbs-Tobias murders. On Mother's Day in May 2005, 8-year-old Crystal Tobias went out to play together on their bicycles but failed to return by nightfall. Their families, police, and volunteers searched for the girls all night, but to no avail. The following day, Hobbs's father, Jerry, found their bodies in Beulah Park Forest Preserve. Both girls have suffered 31 stab wounds to the necks and faces, with their eyeballs removed from the sockets. In addition, they were sexually assaulted, which investigators failed to notice to the preliminary investigation. Upon discovery, authorities immediately focus on Jerry Hobbs, as he was an ex-convict who had moved to the city in the summer of 2005 from Texas, in an effort to reconcile with his girlfriend and 3 children, following an incident where he chased off a man attempting to accourt her with a chainsaw. They arresting him for possession of a knife, and after a lengthy interrogation, he confessed to the murders. He spent the following 5 years in a Lake County jail awaiting trial, despite his defense team in a private laboratory finding that semen samples from Laura's body did not match Jerry in 2008. At the time, the 16-year-old George Avila Torres lived in the neighborhood, and was acquainted with the girls, as he was friends with Krista's older half-brother. In Virginia's crime of Amanda Snell, shortly after the double murder, Avila Torres joined the Marines in order to evade suspicious. He was stationed at Joint Base Maya Henderson Hall in Arlington County, Virginia, neighboring his future victim, a 20-year-old Navy petty officer second class named Amanda Jean Snell, a naval military intelligence specialist. In 2009, he strangled Snell in barracks area. Virginia rapes and arrest. In February 2010, George stalked and attempted to abduct 3 women in Northern Virginia while they were returning home from a Saturday night out. He bound them with electrical cords in their Ballston apartment, before talking one of the victims to his SUV. He drove to a secluded area, where he repeatedly raped and choked her, keeping her mouth covered with packing tape. He then left the woman for dead to lie in the snow near a highway in Prince William County. Through this case, the authorities quickly located and subsequently arrested Avila Torres. After his arrest, Avila Torres was housed with 37-year-old Osama El-Attari, a former restaurateur jailed for defrauding several banks of $53 million. In exchange for a lesser sentence, El-Attari agreed to carry WTAP on him, and during one of their recorded conversations he asked George if he feels any remorse. In response, Avila Torres replied in the negative and directly implicated himself in all 3 murders in his 2014 federal jury trial. Backed by the jailhouse confession, El-Attari's testimony and the DNA evidence, Avila Torres was sentenced to death for the Snell murder, in addition to receiving 5 life sentences plus 168 years in prison on the state level for his other crimes. At the time, he was the first person to receive a federal death penalty since 2007. Date apprehended: February 2010. Victims: 3 states, Illinois and Virginia. Criminal penalty: federal, death, Virginia, 5B life terms plus 168 years, Illinois, 100 years imprisonment. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can update to my incoming video.